14 minutos. Gurudev is live for 14 minutes. I think I'd better do later when he finishes. I'm sorry, I'm late. Okay, so why did the Kshatriyas, they used to go hunting in the forest? Because at that time actually there were so many thieves in the forest. That's why they were hidden in the forest. So in this way the kings, they would actually, with the excuse of hunting some animal, some deer, then they would go to the forest, but actually they were actually catching these dacoits and thieves. So before also the kings, they used to come in disguise, and they would go to the village and to hear about the suffering of the people, the subjects. They would go into disguise to know what the people were feeling, and in this way they were in disguise but actually running their kingdom very nicely. So in this context, when Santanu Maharaj once, presta seu celular. He was running behind the deer. Tem o telefone da Madhavi? O WhatsApp da Madhavi, liga para ela, por favor. He was going. So he was going like to hunt in the jungle. Then he saw this beautiful girl, and she was so pretty. Her body was like illuminating in the four directions. Her body was so like shining so much. And from so her toenails were illuminating everything. What can I tell you? Her form was so beautiful. And then Santanu Maharaj was so absorbed and like, Hare Krishna, it's me. Santanu Maharaj, he was so attracted to her. Then the bow and arrow he was carrying in his hand fell on the ground. And he was just looking and staring at her, so absorbed. And she was coming out of the Ganges. And she asked, Maharaj, what happened to you? You have come to hunt. You were hunting. And now you became hunted. Like you were meant to hunt someone, but now you became like you were like shot. Like you were hunt, means you were the object of being hunted by someone. Actually, you came to hunt an animal, but actually you were hunt, or you hunted, or like because you are now captivated by the love. So Santanu Maharaj, he said, "Hey Sundari, I am completely captivated by your beauty and your qualities. I want to marry you. Will you marry me?" Then this beautiful girl told him, actually, I'll give the answer to this question tomorrow, not today. My name is Ganga. If you really want to get married to me, So I'll not give this answer today, only tomorrow. So saying this beautiful girl, again she entered in the water of the Ganges and disappeared, because before she had come out from the water of the Ganges, now she also disappeared inside. So Maharaj Santanu, he came back to his kingdom, but his mind was not being he couldn't absorb in the things he was doing. So during the whole day he was only remembering the beauty of that girl all the time, again and again. If once you are captivated by the love, if you fall in love with someone, it's so difficult to come out. How to come out of that? So when it was nighttime, Maharaj Santanu, he went to take rest. And again, that girl was coming to his dream. Which dream? What was he dreaming about? Will she marry me? Will she marry with me? So he was thinking, tomorrow I'll give this answer, because she said, tomorrow I'll give you the answer. So during the whole night he was dreaming about this. He was only remembering her form, the form of Ganga Devi. Because whatever we think about during the day, that same thing will also come to us during the night. So whatever we see during the day, your mind like a photography, your mind like is taking all these images that you see during the day inside the mind. So the mind is taking these photos, and during the whole night this the real was coming again and again into his mind. Whole night, the beautiful form of Ganga, her effulgence, and her beautiful and sweet dialogue he had with her. Because he asked, oh, will you marry me? And she said, tomorrow I'll give you the answer. Tomorrow I'll give you this answer. Not today. Tomorrow, early in the morning. So early in the morning, indeed, Maharaj, he did everything he had to do in the morning. Then he came alone to the banks of the Ganges, and then he was waiting for her. Then this beautiful girl, what was her name? Ganga. She came. So at that time, Santanu Maharaj, he asked her, so will you marry me? She said, hey Maharaj, I can marry you, but there is one condition. You have to follow this condition, then I can marry to you. If you follow this condition, then you can get married to me. The king was so in love with her, like completely fell for her. He had completely fallen for her. So he was ready to accept whatever she would say. Just like in this world also. When a boy and a girl, they fall in love with each other, young boy and young girl. So when they propose to get married. So whatever the girl will say, the woman will say in condition, or you have to accept, because you're proposing, so you're in love and you accept. Sometimes this also happens in this world, isn't it? Okay. For example, okay, today I'll not eat more fish. From now on, I'll not eat fish or meat, anything. Like before the wedding, you accept all the conditions the person imposed to you. But later on, then it will show who you are, right? later on you will show who you are, isn't it? In this world, so whatever condition is, you say, whatever condition. I'm not taking any one side, whether you're a boy or a girl. So you accept all the conditions. But the condition more that the girls impose, then the boy is always like he has to accept all the conditions because the girl imposes. But like even more than when the boy imposes. When the girl imposes the condition, then the man accepts. So who knows who the? But later on, the person really shows who she is. Later on, because the person knows. Okay, after getting married, then I can show who I am. I can show who I am in reality. It's like a plan. The person has like a plan, So first the plan. First you pass the plan. Bigger. Like, for example, if you make a house, first you have to make a plan. Then you tell the. We see in this world, in the beginning you make some arrangements, some like contract, but later on you make them more and more. You change that. So, anyway. Okay, so what is your condition? Then Ganga Devi said, look, okay, whatever I do, you can never say anything against what I will do. If you give some obstruction to me, I will go. I'll not stay with you. I'll divorce you if you say anything. So this divorce, the separation, like the end of the marriage, it started from there, from Ganga and Shantanu. Do you understand? Okay, anyway, let's continue. What happened in the lila? So after that, Santanu Maharaj. So he was ready to accept her conditions, of course. He was completely in love with her. He was into her like clutches of her love. So how would he be able to be free from that? Just like when you fish a fish, that hook, they put some food on the tip of the hook. So the fisherman puts. How does he catch the fish? Isn't it? So in the same way, Maharaj Santanu, he was completely into the nets of her love. He could not escape. Then after that, they got married in a Gandharva way. Then they came to the kingdom, and then after some days, Ganga Devi gave birth to a beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. They had baby. But something amazing happened, is that when she gave birth to the baby immediately, what happened? She took that newborn baby, and you know what she did? She threw the baby in the current of the Ganges river. In the currents of the Ganges. You have seen this in the TV. Have you seen it? The TV happened or not? How Ganga Devi? She was taking one by one 6 kids. 6 kids she had. She threw them in the current of the Ganges. And she was thinking in her mind, who? Shantanu Maharaj. He would come after her to see what she was doing, but then he would remember the condition. Remember the condition, she told, if you do anything against my desire, like the condition was, like he could not say anything against what she was doing. Remember, she gave from this is the beginning of the divorce. This is the beginning of divorce. So this is the beginning of the divorce. So Santanu Maharaj, he was completely helpless because of her love. So he could see in front of her eyes that she was throwing those newborn babies into the current of the Ganges. Beautiful boys. So only God knows if she even breastfed all these babies or not. And she was throwing them in the current of the Ganges. So when she gave birth to the seventh son, so this beautiful Ganga Devi, she took this baby and put him into the current of the Ganges. Then at that time, Santanu Maharaj couldn't take it any longer. He couldn't tolerate it any longer. Which father in this world would endure this in front of your own eyes? In front of your own eyes, not only one, 6 kids. He saw the mother, his wife, throwing them in the water of the river. He couldn't say anything. So what kind of mother is this? Cruel mother. I never heard of some women like this. So for example, we hear in the Mahabharata that Kunti, she put one son in the water, but like protected in a basket like this. But Ganga was completely throwing the babies in the water. She could at least put these babies in some small boat or something like that, but no, she was completely throwing them. One by one, she put all the babies, and they into the current of the water. So he saw all this directly. So, can any father tolerate that? What kind of mother is this? Have I ever heard? No one has ever heard of this kind of mother. A recently born baby, just born, and the mother is throwing them in the current of the water. So when the mother had the 7th baby, then Santanu Maharaj, he couldn't tolerate it anymore. He couldn't tolerate it any longer. Then he said, this baby, you'll not do this with this baby. Then so she said, okay, remember my condition, so I cannot stay with you. So then what she did, she went to the Ganges and she disappeared in the Ganges. So this name of this son is Devavrata. So Santanu Maharaj took care of him because he didn't have, he grew up without his mother. So how hard it is to raise a child on your own without a mother, without the mother of the baby being there. Because all the happiness in this world depends on the mother of the family, the mother, the woman in the family. So he raised that child alone without mother, without a wife. So slowly, the boy was growing up. He became also young, and very quickly he was also so expert in all the shastras. He was expert in all the shastras, especially about the knowledge of war and everything for the kshatriyas. It's very important to be skillful in all these matters of war and like the fights, how to fight, everything. So, and he was very gorgeous, good looking. So his name was Devavrata. But Santanu Maharaj, he was always feeling something was lacking. Because he was feeling so much separation from his wife, his beautiful wife that had left him. If it was an ordinary wife, okay, but isn't it? But who can forget such a gorgeous wife? Like, if the wife is always quarreling with you, then you're like, oh, finally she went away. No, like, people say these are not in this world, in this. Okay, so if the woman is like quarreling and like always pissing off, okay. But if a woman who is so pretty, gorgeous, good looking, amazingly gorgeous and beautiful, how can you forget her? So Shantanu lost this kind of wife. So one day, Santanu Maharaj, again he went to hunt, and he came to the banks of the river. Then he saw another beautiful girl, like a young lady, taking a bath. He saw her beautiful form and qualities. Maharaj became completely captivated, isn't it? Maharaj said, what is your name? Where do you live? She said, I stay here. The name of my father is this. I stay here. People call me Matya Ghanda. What's your name? Matya Ghanda. So there's a meaning also why she's called Matya Ghanda. There was an Apasara. What was her name? Do you remember? Menaka or some Urvashi. Urvashi, I think. So a beautiful Apasara. Once she was flying in the sky and she was pregnant, and a fish, she had like a miscarriage, then a fish ate her womb, let's say like that, and then this baby was born like inside the belly of the fish. Then one fisherman caught this fish, and then there was a boatman nearby. This story is not only in one Purana, in many places, different places. Harivamsha Purana and Vishnu Purana. In different Puranas, different names are given, okay? So the boatman, he bought the fish, and then when he cut the fish, there was a beautiful girl inside. She was such a beautiful young girl, like a baby girl. She was very really gorgeous, but only one thing, she was always stinking like a fish. She would stink like a fish. Yeah. Have you seen the fish in the market? It's such a terrible smell, stinking so much. So that's why everyone used to call her Matya Ghanda, smelling like a fish. So slowly she grew up, and the boatman was really taking care of her so much. In this way, some time had passed. So when we do the Mathura Parikrama nowadays, have you done the Mathura Parikrama? So doing the Mathura Parikrama, there's a place in the banks of the Jamuna. What is that place? That name? That place where Parasura Rishi, he across the river there. Krishna Ganga Ghat. So there. So what did he see there? When Parasura Rishi came, he had to cross the river. It was like lunchtime. And because it was lunchtime, the boatman, he was taking rest at that moment. Then Parasura Rishi said, but I need to cross the river. Please cross me over. Then the boatman said, look, I was whole day peddling. Now I'm tired. But then the boatman told his daughter, he told her, oh, please help this saint cross the river, take him to the other side. In the ancient times, people had so much faith in the saints. Nowadays, people don't have faith in the saints. Shastra explains, you should not sit alone with women. Otherwise, this can maybe agitate your heart. Even because the senses are so powerful. So you should not, maybe your mind will be, intelligence will be destroyed if you sit alone with one woman. But in the ancient times, people had so much faith in the saints, so that's why, even though she was really young, who? Matya Ghanda. So the boatman told, daughter, please take my boat and please cross, help the saint cross the river. Then what did she do? This girl, she sat in the boat and Parasura also sat in the boat. And then when she came to the middle of the river, so everything this is lila of Bhagavan. At that time, to have babies, you could also have babies not only by the sexual relations or the meeting of the body. Shastra explains, only by vision you could impregnate someone. Some people say that they had some relation physical, but it's not true. The rishis, they didn't need to meet physical meeting. By the desire of Bhagavan, they desired, they manifested everything. So Parasura Rishi, only he just looked at her. And looking at her, then immediately there was a light that came out from the eyes of Parasura and entered her body. And then immediately she became pregnant. And she saw all this. Then she thought, I'm a virgin. How did I become pregnant? People criticize me. This is very harmful for me, isn't it? What should I do? The Rishi said, Parasura Rishi said, Matya Ghanda, this is not, don't worry, because this is the desire of Bhagavan. This boy that came from your womb, he'll be able to give light and knowledge to the whole world. With this boy, actually, your dynasty will be glorious. Will be very famous. And actually, another point is that if by having this baby, all the bad smell from your body will also disappear. Please come, learn about. Then after some time, by the desire of Bhagavan, an island appeared, was manifested. Island. So the boat came there. The Rishi, Parasura Rishi, he disappeared. There's no more description about what happened to him. So immediately a boy was born from her womb. And when she gave birth to that boy, that smell of fish from her body also disappeared. And her body of Matya Ghanda girl was now smelling like the lotus flower. And the Rishi said, your virginness, your state of being virgin, will not be destroyed. You continue virgin as you were, don't worry. So the Rishi disappeared, Parasura Rishi disappeared. And then she gave birth to that baby. Actually, the baby, immediately he grew up just like a young age. In this world, is not possible. Immediately after birth, he was already young. And he also manifested the form of a saint. The baby manifested the form of a saint. Then, that's why he said, oh mother, any problem that comes in your life, just remember to me that immediately I'll come to you So don't tell now to anyone that you gave birth to me and like this. Now just hide this. So he told this and he left. There's another point also in the Katha. How was that boy? He was Krishna Varna. He was like blackish color. The color of his skin was blackish. That's why his name is Krishna. And also another point that we speak according to the spiritual view, he is actually Krishna himself. Because he's a Shakti avesha avatar of Krishna. That's why his name is Krishna. Dwayipayina means he was born in an island. He was born in an island. So that's why his name is Krishna Dwayipayina. Vyasa means that he has preached the Vedas, he manifests the Vedas, and so he manifests the Rig, Sam, Jajur, Atharva Ved. And also he completely spread this knowledge of the Vedas. And he manifested 4 Vedas and also one more, which is called the Pancham Veda. The 5th Veda is the Itihasas, Mahabharata. He wrote it. Many Puranas also he wrote. He manifested many Puranas as well for the benefit of the people. That's why his name is Krishna Dwayipayina Vyasa. So I told, what is the meaning of Vyasa? Vyasa means to spread. Como é que a gente fala? Mas em inglês, que o Gurudev fala. To spread, like for example, Santanu Goswami wrote a very important book, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Who has written Brihad Bhagavatamrita? Santanu Goswami. And who wrote the commentary of his book? Himself also, Santanu Goswami. Generally, somebody writes the book and another person writes the commentary, right? Like for example, Rupa Goswami, he wrote the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu. He also wrote the Ujjwal Nilamani, but he did not write the commentary. Who wrote the commentary for Ujjwal Nilamani and Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu? Jiva Goswami wrote, come on. So for Jiva, Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad also, isn't it? But Sanatana Goswami Pad, he himself, he wrote the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and immediately also he also wrote the commentary. It's the Digdarshini Tika. Have you read the Brihad Bhagavatamrita? You should read and study the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. You don't even know about the commentary? So Sanatana Goswami himself, he wrote the commentary, Digdarshini Tika. And Gurudev also wrote another commentary on top. What is the name of Gurudev's commentary to Brihad Bhagavatamrita? Digdarshini Bhav. What is the name? So Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadev. And the commentary who wrote? Many commentaries are written to the Bhagavatam, not only one. Many commentarists to the Bhagavatam, of the Bhagavatam. Actually, there are like 108 commentaries on the Bhagavatam. How many? How many commentaries? 108. So what I want to say is that Vyasadev, he manifested so many books. Do you understand? Like 400,000 shlokas. But this is... Sorry, Gurudev mentioned something about some division that people say nowadays that... Sorry, I couldn't understand what Gurudev just mentioned, some point about this 400,000 shlokas. But anyway, Vyasa means to spread. All this Veda, Purana, Upanishad, Vedanga also, the many knowledges also, Vedanga. So there are 6 angas of the Vedas. Shikha, Kalpa, Chanda. He also wrote all this. The Upanishads. Anyway, so then he was in meditation, then he had to attain realization to manifest these Shastras. You know that. Who wrote the Bhagavatam? Who has written the Bhagavatam? Not Vyasadev with his own hands. Actually, Vyasadeva, he only gave the dictation, but who wrote it? Ganeshji, he wrote it. Actually, different kalpas is different. So if you see in Shastra something which is not, you cannot reconcile, if you see something in Shastra that maybe you cannot reconcile, you have to understand. In different kalpas, it takes place in a different way. Sometimes we see that Vyasadeva himself wrote, you can see like Vyasadeva sitting and writing. But in another kalpa, it might be different. Because the Katha of Bhagavan is not the only one. For example, if you read the Puranas, you cannot, like sometimes one Purana is not the same as the other Purana. There are many Puranas, if you analyze, if you read in the Puranas, how to reconcile? Then you can just understand Kalpa Vedeshu Harikatha. In different Kalpas, things happen in a different way. And also in different universes also. The saints, they see the lilas from different universes. There are many stories in the Bhagavatam. Shukadeva Goswami Pad, when he was giving Katha to Parikshit Maharaj, he was having darshan directly of all these lilas and telling these lilas. That's why when he was telling the lilas, sometimes he would say like the word ete. Ete. Do you understand? So in Sanskrit, the word etaha, you use it for when you see something directly and you're just like pointing out. For example, just like this. Like you're seeing something in front of you. Then you're just like pointing out this person. So you're seeing that person, this person there. So there are many shlokas in the Bhagavatam that actually Shukadeva Goswami was completely absorbed in Bhav. And he was having darshan directly, and he was speaking. Because yes, this kathas is all going in some universe. Sorry. So sometimes very hard to find some reconciliation. So about the different stories. So you can just understand. Vyasadeva was describing this specific lila when he saw this in some specific universe. There are unlimited kathas. I'll tell you like 2-4 words about this. So this verse has the word eta. Eta means all this. So he's directly seeing this deer, female deer and the does. I mean the male deer and the does. So there are many slokas where Vyasadeva, he's like etaha, like this. Sorry, so you have to reconcile. Anyway, continuing. So Vyasadeva gave the word to his mother. Hey mother, if any problem comes to you and you cannot solve that problem, just remember to me that I will come to you. Anyway, let's just continue the katha a little bit more. So Vyasadeva said this and then he went to do his sadhana bhajan to remember God, etc. So I was telling you about so his name, so the name of Matya Ghanda, remember to that story, right?
Santanu Maharaj की कथा यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं और
the story of Santanu Maharaj,
सत्यवती की कथा
about the story of Satyavati. So we're telling the story of Satyavati.
सत्यवती उनके नाम हो गया उस समय सत्यवती।
So her name was now Satyavati. Before her name was Matya Ghanda,
मत्स्यगंधा के बाद उनके नाम में
and after her name became Satyavati.
अरे मत्स्यगंधा नाम अच्छा नहीं है ना,
Because the name Matya Ghanda is not nice.
करके तेरे के शरीर से
People were calling her Matya Ghanda because her body was stinking like fish.
नाम सुनते थे नाक सिकुड़ते।
So people would even be like, oh, like be disgusted because of the name. Like, but if your name is like Raseshwari, Vrindavaneshwari, this name is really nice. But if someone has the name, for example, Hapu, Bapu, Bapu, Pupu,
नाम कोई नाम अच्छा लगता है,
the people like these kind of names. People of this world, they like it, but
अच्छा बात सही है कि
this is true or not?
नाम रखो
So you have to give name to someone, some name that will give some udipan in your heart, some stimulation in your heart for Krishna's leelas.
कोई बालक यदि
So, for example, if a boy is blind, their parents would never give the baby the name blinds, all blinds. They will give the name, for example,
पद्मलोचन नाम रखो,
Padmalochan or light lotus eyes.
कमल के वहाँ
Means, oh, your eyes are like lotus. At least Kamalanayan
कमल है, कमला नयनी
or Kamalanayani, petal, lotus petal, like one who has eyes like the lotus flower. Isn't it?
समय हो गया,
Time is up, huh?
कितने समय 6:30 बज गया।
6:30 already, huh?
क्या अच्छा कोई अप्सरा की अद्रिका,
So the name of the Apsara is Adrika, but the Puranas, they mention many names.
कोई पुराण में कोई बोलता है
So I said different Puranas, they say different things. Anyway, you said the name was Adrika.
अप्सरा थी,
The name of the Apsara was Adrika.
जो लिखा है जो मानना पड़ेगा।
Anyway, what is written we have to accept.
अच्छा चलो आगे की कथा सुनो।
Okay, anyway, continuing.
इधर जो कथा में शांतनु महाराज जी की कथा जो हम श्रवण कर रहे थे,
So we're hearing about Santanu Maharaj.
बस वही सत्यवती के रूप यौवन आदि देख करके फिर मोहित
He saw the beautiful form of Satyavati.
से मोहित
He was completely captivated. Before he was captivated by the Ganga. Remember Ganga. Then Devavrata appeared. He was born from Ganga.
इसके दूसरी बार इसके
But second time also now he was captivated by another woman. He saw Satyavati and he became completely captivated. Santanu.
देख करके बाद
He saw the beautiful young girl and he became captivated.
पास जब वो प्रस्ताव रखा, शांतनु महाराज कहने लगे मेरे साथ विवाह करो।
So Santanu Maharaj also offered, like proposed her, get married to me. Do you understand or not?
पहले विवाह की प्रस्ताव नहीं देते, इन लोग शास्त्र में कहा गया है।
Before,
लड़की तो विवाह करना चाहती है, किंतु वो क्या करती है, गोपन रखती है। शास्त्र में नाट्य
like
शास्त्र में
in the Shastra of the Natya, like of the,
शास्त्र
if you study the drama, you know the drama, like how to actor, actress, all these things. So the boys are more restless, you know. Generally the girl will hide what she wants. That's why the man proposes, not the woman proposes to get married. Not as Shastra explains, like the man will come to you. Like the man will tell directly, oh, marry me, like this. Like the man will like come, like a hit on, like, you know. Woman will not do that. Because women, they have this sambram, this fear, veneration, you know, this.
है कि लड़का 1000 शादी करने कोई कौन पूछता रहा,
Like the man can marry 1,000 times, nobody cares. Nobody's even asking. But everybody's checking what the girl will do. Will she get married 1 time, 2 times, and like looking every. This is the rule of this world. So if you got married once, and if you got married second time, everybody will frown upon you, like they'll condemn you. And they will even,
फैला देते कि नहीं फैला देते,
you know, it's not good for your reputation in this world. This is true or not?
किंतु लड़का कितने शादी
But a boy can marry many times, nobody nobody cares. Like he can go anywhere, nobody cares. So in the Natya Shastra, the scriptures that explain about the drama and, you know, theater, all these things, explains the boys, they have, men, they have this restlessness, like they're restless.
क्या कहा जाता है,
Why? Because actually women, they hide their feelings more. They're shy, you know. Actually the ornament of women is the shyness, is their shyness.
ये विषम स्वरूप है, अलंकार स्वरूप कहा जाता है, जिससे अलंकार के द्वारा सौंदर्य माधुर्य प्रकाशित है, मेकअप करने में देखने अच्छा,
For example, the women become beautiful after making up, after doing makeup, isn't it? Putting on makeup, especially in the time of the wedding ceremony.
करके बाहर
when the bride and bridegroom, they are also all dressed up and with makeup, nobody can even recognize them. Isn't it? This is true or not? Sometimes I tell one joke that a mother, she took her son for picnic, and then
थोड़ी बाद में जो बारिश
after some time it rained, and all the makeup of the mother was washed off by the rain. Then after some time, so the baby came hurt. Mommy, where's my? Oh, sorry, auntie, old auntie, where's my mummy? And I'm your mother. You don't recognize me? No, you were very ugly. My mother was very pretty. Oh, son, but that time I had just come from the beauty parlor, especially that time of the wedding ceremony. The bride and bridegroom, they are so dressed up with makeup and on and everything, so nobody can even recognize them. Do you have this realization or not? So for 1 year already before the wedding, you're preparing. Only 1 year, it takes 1 year just for you to prepare to the wedding. Anyway, I'm just telling like a joke for you guys. But this is really true actually in everyone's life. Hear the Hari Katha. So what did I say?
सत्यवती मैंने इसलिए कहा ये राजा ने कि संतनु महाराज ने उन्होंने विवाह की प्रस्ताव जैसे उदाहरण भी कहा था संतनु महाराज पहली प्रस्ताव रखा गंगा के साथ विवाह इधर भी वो भी कहा संतनु महाराज का
So in the same way, remember Santanu Maharaj had proposed Ganga. So Santanu also proposed Satyavati. Satyavati said, look, whatever my father say, I'll do. So Santanu Maharaj, he went to his hut where the boatman used to live. He told him, Santanu Maharaj told the boatman, I'd like to marry your daughter. Then he said, how is it possible? You're a king. Another point. You have already a grown young boy. So actually, if you marry my daughter, there's no benefit because the heirs of my daughter will never come to the throne. So because we have to follow the inheritance continue, parampara continue. So then the boatman said, whichever son you have from the womb of my daughter, boatman told Shantanu, the babies of my daughter should be the heir of the throne. But Santanu Maharaj couldn't tolerate this because he got that son with so much hard work, isn't it? And the son, Devavrata, he was really qualified and he was so handsome. He had all the qualities. He knew bow and arrow, like all the arts. He could conquer the 4 directions. He was really amazing. So we see the goddess of Devavrata. He was so expert in all the warfare. I mean, all the fights and how to fight everything, all the weapons, and so just by hearing his name, all the kings, they were trembling with fear, afraid of Devavrata. He was so powerful. Such a powerful warrior and so skillful. He was not an ordinary boy. So to protect the kingdom, it's necessary to have this kind of a bona fide and qualified son. So the throne is given to a qualified son. So Santanu Maharaj, he could not give his word to the father of Satyavati. Which word? He had to give the word that whichever son would come from the womb of Satyavati would sit on the throne. So this was all before the marriage, right? They didn't have before the wedding. So, but Santanu Maharaj was so captivated by the love of Satyavati, so he was so, he was not well, he was so upset, Then Devavrata, he saw, oh, my father is really upset. So Devavrata sent spies to discover why his father was so, upset, so much depressed, upset, too upset. but no spy could give answer. Then Devavrata tried to search, and himself he went to check. Then Devavrata understood his father. He saw the evidence that his father was in love with Satyavati. Then Devavrata himself he made that vow. He said, "Oh my father, I am taking this vow. I will be a Kanda Brahmachari. I will never get married. I will be a celibate for my whole life. Not only that, I'm also giving my word. One more thing. After you give up your body, I will never, ever sit on the throne. And your throne will never be empty as well. Whoever become the king of Hastinapur, whoever become the king, I will always serve. I will always serve, protect the throne, whether he's qualified or not. Whether he's qualified or not, whoever sits on the throne, I'll on behalf of him, I will protect the kingdom. So, even the demigods, they were impressed by this vow, strong vow that Devavrata took. That's why after this, his name turned to Bhishma. Because his vow was really like, Bhishma means like really like strong and like hard and like, because nobody has kept this kind of vow that he did. Exactly, this vow is actually the cause of destruction of the Kuru dynasty. There's one, externally looks like it's nice, right? But if we analyze deeply this matter, nobody has brought water to me. So if you analyze this deeply, we can see that the cause of the dynasty Kuru dynasty is this like the main cause, the root cause. Do you understand? Because if an unqualified person sits on the throne, can do anything, and Bhishma will not do anything against that person. Like the proper person, qualified person should sit on the throne. He's asking for the key to take the water from the room. Okay. So we have to hear the Tata Siddhanta. So this vow, so later on you can see and you can analyze further. Whatever happened in the Mahabharata, the origin was from this vow of Bhishma. Think about it, analyze it. What was the consequence of this vow? The destruction of the dynasty of the Kurus, Mahabharata and everything. Generally, we put the fault in others, we blame others, but actually if we really analyze the root of all, it's this. Because if an unqualified person is in the throne, and for example, Bhishma also put the blind Dhritarashtra to sit on the throne. Dhritarashtra was blind. So Dhritarashtra was blind in two ways. He was blind in his physical eyes, externally blind. Dhritarashtra was blind, and also he was blind because of the love he had for his son. So he didn't consider justice or injustice. Like, for example, since the disrobing attempt to disrob Draupadi and everything that happened later on, Dhritarashtra was held responsible for everything. Whatever Dhritarashtra said, it should be followed because he was the king. So the job of Bhishma would be only protect a golden throne, even if that person who is sitting on the throne is unqualified. So Dhritarashtra, first of all, he was blind, like physically, and also blind because of the love he had for his son. And his son was completely a stupid nonsense rascal, Duryodhan. So he was blind for the love for his son. and then the dynasty of Kurus were completely destroyed. This is the main problem of Kurukshetra. Generally, we blame Duryodhana, but the real root is the vow of Bhishma.
जे मैं तो सिंहासन पर नहीं बैठूंगा,
Because Bhishma said, I will not sit on the throne, and whoever sits on the throne,
करना मेरा उत्तर है।
my responsibility is to take care of this throne.
गोली चला हैं? विचार नहीं,
He was not analyzing,
विचार नहीं हो रही।
I mean, not taking into consideration if that person is qualified or not.
बोले भीष्म पितामह ठीक है, वो तो अष्टवसु में है, विशेष वो है ना? है क्या? वसु है ना वो? किंतु यहाँ पर क्या दिखा रहे देखो, यहाँ पर सूत्र मैं नहीं इसे जो कह रहा है भीष्म पितामह इतने व्रत रखा,
Bhishma Pitamaha, he made this very hard vow. People in this world cannot make this kind of vow.
सूत्रपात है, आगे जाके कहीं वर्णन होते जा रहे हैं,
Later on, we'll describe
एक कथा सुना देता हूँ।
more. So, okay, continuing the Bhagavath Katha.
फिर सत्यवती के गर्भ में दो संतान हुए,
So, 2 babies were born from the womb of Satyavati.
हैं? विचित्र बीज,
One was Vichitra Birja and another was Chitrangad.
फिर विचित्र बीज जो है वो शरीर छोड़े,
Vichitra Virya, he left his body.
वो जब विवाह हुए, उनके विवाह के लिए क्या भीष्म पितामह ने क्या की,
So,
काशी राज
for the wedding, Bhishma Pitamaha, he went to the
करना की जो है संवर सभा में
Kashi and he came to the assembly of the, like,
अंबिका
choosing the bridegroom ceremony of the 3 daughters of the Kashi king. So, showing his prowess and his power, Devavrata, Bhishma, he took the 3 girls, Amba, Ambika, and Ambarika. He was the disciple of Parasura, Bhishma. That's one more point is that Santanu Maharaj gave one boom, like one benediction to Bhishma. Which benediction? Ichamrityu Bharam, like means he could die whenever he wanted because because he gave up everything for the happiness of his father. So that's why his name was Bhishma Pitamaha, because he made this very hard vow, and then his father gave this benediction to him, Ichamrityu Bharam. Even Bhagavan cannot kill you.
बड़े सुदर्शन चक्र भी जाए लोग करके आ जाएगा,
Even the Sudarshan Chakra will go, it will come back.
तुम्हारी इच्छा हो तुम शरीर छोड़ दो,
Because you only die whenever you want. You only die in the moment that you want, not in another moment. Hindi is low. Hindi stopped. Hindi stopped. Haribo?
छोड़ बस, इच्छा मृत्यु पर, हैं? छोड़ बस, इच्छा मृत्यु पर, हैं? छोड़ बस, इच्छा मृत्यु पर, हैं?
Hindi stopped. Oh, thank you, Didi. Let's see.
साल्व नरेश, हैं? उनके साथ साल्व था उसके नाम,
So, but Amba, she was already in love and she had already promised to marry this Shalya Naresh, Shalya king.
उनके पर भेज देता हूँ,
So she told Bhishma, I wanted to marry Shalya, the king of Shalya. So Bhishma told her, okay, I will send you back. So she was like a football ball being taken to one side to another side. Because Shalya king told her, no, you have to get married to whom kidnapped you. I'll not get married to you. Then, but Bhishma told her, no, but I promised I will be a brahmachari, so I cannot marry you. Then Amba told Bhishma, how? I'm not someone's animal, so why did you kidnap me if you were not going to marry me? Do you think women are like animals? They can just be taken, like they can be captured, like you can hunt them. People who hunt animals in the forest, and they give to this animal to another person and say, take care of this animal. But women are not like that. You cannot do that with women. So you have to get married to me. So what to do? So Ambika and Ambalika, they marry Chitrangad, but Amba, no. Bhishma Pitamaha said, no, I'll not marry you because I made the vow to be brahmachari whole life. So what to do? Amba went to the guru of Bhishma, Parasura, and complains, look what your disciple is doing. He kidnapped me, but he doesn't want to get married to me. So she complained to Parashuram. Parashuram was angry. Parashuram told Bhishma Pitamaha, Bhishma, you have to marry her. No. Then there was a fight between Parashuram and Bhishma Pitamaha. Parashuram chastised so much Bhishma Pitamaha. You have to marry her. If you wouldn't marry her, why did you kidnap her? You've destroyed her life. Now you must marry her. So Gurudev gave the order, marry her. He said, why do you want me to disgrace my life? Because marriage is a disgrace. So if you wouldn't marry her, why did you kidnap her in the first place? Oh, for my brother. This is not something you have to do for your brother. Women are not animals that you can just take like her like forcefully from the market and had her do something. No, you kidnap her, you have to marry her. Bhishma Pitamaha said, I cannot. Parashuram said, fight with me then, fight with me. Otherwise I will kill you or you will kill me. Parashuram is nothing less. Parashuram is Shakti Avesh Avatar. Parashuram said, Bhishma, marry me. Okay, sorry, not marry me. Fight me. So Guru and disciple, they were fighting. So all of them, they were so powerful. Disciple was very strong and also the Guru was really strong. And then the Guru said, okay, do whatever you want. Parashuram said, okay, I'll give up because it's useless. I'll do some bhajan and sadhan. Okay. Then Amba cursed Bhishma Pitamaha. You have disgraced my life. You've disgraced the life of a woman, my life. I cannot marry anyone. No one will marry me. You have completely disgraced my life. That's why I will be the cause of your death. So you attain the boon of your father to die only when you want, but actually I will be the cause of your death.
कथा है, सुंदर कथा
So the story is very long,
है, आगे जाकर के
also very beautiful. And anyway, later on, this Amba will be born as Shikhandi.
आज
Do you understand?
कई अर्जुन के महाभारत युद्धों में
So Arjun in the Mahabharata, he brought Shikhandi in his chariot,
भीष्म पितामह
and because of that, Bhishma Pitamaha,
देख करके बात
he saw Shikhandi and he stopped shooting arrows.
चलना बंद कर दिया। अंत में अर्जुन
In the end, Arjun,
भीष्म पितामह के ऊपर ऐसे अस्त्र चलाया, उनके घायल किया और नीचे गिरा।
he threw, like, shot Bhishma Pitamaha many arrows, and then Bhishma Pitamaha was lying on the bed of arrows because of this.
बहुत महाभारत में ये समस्त शिक्षा है
Many teachings in the Mahabharata,
कि नहीं?
isn't it?
यहाँ तक भी नहीं है
Not only that,
कि मैंने जो कहा था, शायद आप लोग के भी कुछ डाउट होगा।
maybe you have some doubts.
बोल दिया ये भीष्म पितामह के कारण ही कौरव वंश की ध्वंस के कारण बने।
I said that Bhishma Pitamaha was actually the cause of the destruction of the dynasty of the Kurus.
भीष्म पितामह
The Puranas explain that actually Bhishma Pitamaha,
थे, उनके कोई बराबर नहीं।
he was a great warrior, no one was equal to him. I told,
एक तो परशुराम के शिष्य
he was a disciple of Parasura.
इतने था,
He was expert in all the affairs of bow and arrow. He could defeat anyone.
काबुल जिसको अभी काबुल कंधार कहा जाता है, ये हिंदू पूरा हिंदू राज्य था,
So there is one kingdom
सब मुसलमान।
that now is Muslim place, but before was Hindu place. If you look at the history of India, Gurudev, Kabul, Kanda, Afghanistan, and then one other place Gurudev mentioned. These all places of Hindus, but nowadays from Muslims. But before was Hindu place, like place of Hindus. Afghanistan, and Gurudev said another name. I could not even repeat the name. Sorry. So
उसके नाम था, क्या नाम था उस समय? तो अभी काबुल कंधार नाम
Kabul, Kandara.
था।
But before name was Gandhar. So the king of Gandhar called Subal. This story in the Mahabharata.
सुबह था वो। वहाँ पर जो उनकी बेटी हैं, गंधारी के रूप सौंदर्य देख करके
So seeing the daughter of the Subal king, the daughter was named Gandhari. So
फौरन मतलब
he kidnapped her,
के जो है बंदी बनाया, परास्त किया।
Bhishma. So actually what he did, he
भीष्म के साथ
kidnapped, he imprisoned Subal, and Bhishma wanted to bring Gandhari to get married to Dhritarashtra. Mahabharata also explains, very beautiful description.
इन्होंने ये कर दिया। नहीं है? इसकी कथा भी सुंदर।
This katha is very beautiful.
उन्होंने ये नहीं बताया, भीष्म पितामह ने यही
Bhishma Pitamaha didn't mention that
धृतराष्ट्र अंध है
Dhritarashtra was blind.
और जबरदस्ती करके गंधारी के साथ विवाह कराया है और राजा को बंदी किया।
So he wanted to marry Gandhari with Dhritarashtra and Bhishma.
ठीक है,
But actually he also imprisoned the father of Gandhari, Subal. So generally blame only Shakuni, but you see the roots of everything. You see what also Bhishma did with the father of Shakuni and Gandhari. So he imprisoned the king Subal and gave very little bit food for him only, just a small portion of food. Bhishma did with the father of Gandhari.
हम लोग जहाँ जहाँ पर देखते हैं थोड़ा भी
So we generally blame Shakuni, but there is a root, like why he was so angry with the Kurus.
इसको तुमको
So
रिवेंज लेना पड़ेगा।
So Subal told his son, you have to revenge these Kurus.
अपने सारे बेटा को खाना अपने खाना
So because they were giving such a small portion of food
और अपने खाना देखो
that the Subal gave all his food and the food of his brothers just to Shakuni, because Shakuni was very intelligent. So his father, the father of Shakuni, Subal, told Shakuni, look, from my bones, when I die, you make one dice with my bones, and with this dice, you'll be able, like some special dice, you'll be able to get anything you want when you play the dice.
जो कहोगे वही मिलेगा।
Whatever you say, the dice will bring those numbers. You know, the number of the dice, will whatever you want.
पासा था
So Shakuni had some special dice that he used to play with these dice.
ये वही उसी सुगल की
Actually, these dice they were made from the body,
और वही विचार
the bones of his father, Subal.
ये मुझे धोखा दिया मेरा बहन को
So they were thinking, oh, Bhishma has cheated us because he gave our sister, like Gandhari, to marry a blind man. That's why Shakuni came from Gandhar and started living in here, like Hastinapur. He was just waiting for the opportunity to revenge, take revenge.
पूरा वंश के में ढंग से कर दिया
I will destroy the Kuru dynasty, sorry.
पक्ष ले रहे आप महाभारत
So, externally you can see that Shakuni was in the side of the Kurus, but actually he wanted to destroy them. Like you see that Shakuni was always in the side of Dhritarashtra. Oh, sorry, Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan. But actually he wanted to completely destroy the dynasty of Dhritarashtra.
राजनीति लोग होते हैं ना
Like the politicians, they do this.
ऐसे ही होता है छोड़ना नहीं है हाँ समझ
Do you understand?
ये बहुत राजनीतिक को थे कौन क्या नाम बताया
So, Shakuni was a great politician. He was a great politician. No one in the past nor in the future is as politician as Shakuni. Shakuni himself said,
पांडव में कौन है कौन केवल एक कृष्ण छोड़ करके मैं किसी की परवाह नहीं करते है
he was saying the Pandavas are nothing. The only thing I'm afraid is Krishna. Devakinandana, I'm only afraid of Krishna, Shakuni used to say.
और बाकी के सब तो मैं छक्का छोड़ा दूं
The others one I can very easily conquer. Like Shakuni was such a great politician. You can see,
चलते जा रहे हैं पता
analyzes.
इसलिए वही जो है प्रतिशोध लेने के लिए सकुनी
So to revenge
छल से जैसे
Bhishma,
हस्तिनापुर में रहने
so like he was living in Hastinapur.
कौरव पांडव की युद्ध आदि जो
So in the fight of the Kauravas and the Pandavas, everything, whatever Shakuni did, you can see.
तो कांटे को कैसे उखाड़ना है पैर से कैसे
Because if you have a thorn in your foot, you have to take another thorn to remove the first thorn, and then you throw the two thorns away. So if there's a thorn in your feet,
जेब में थोड़ी सुई लेकर के थोड़ी घूमते हो
you're not searching for a needle. You don't need to search for a needle. You can just, if there's a thorn in your feet, you just take another thorn, like you search for another thorn. Then you, with that thorn, you remove the first thorn, and then you remove the two thorns and throw away.
सकुनी के यही राजनीति
Shakuni had the same kind of politics, same thought.
दोनों की झगड़ा लगा दिए थे
So he caused a quarrel between Kauravas and Pandavas. And then at the end he wanted to throw out both of them.
नहीं हमारे कांटे हैं
Both were like thorns to them. Externally, looks like Shakuni was in the side of the Kauravas and the Dhritarashtra.
तो वास्तव उनके वही भी उनके चाल है
Actually, this was actually
प्रतिशोध लेना
his like his plan to take revenge.
ने उनके कहा
His father had told him, Subal told him, "Oh my son, don't spare them, revenge us."
और वही पिताजी के आदेश पालन कर रहे
So he was following the instructions of his father.
हैं सब पता कौन जानते स्वयं भगवान कृष्ण जानते
But Krishna knew all this story.
हैं आज समझिए आप देखो इसमें हैं ये सकुनी की जो चाल कहाँ का पर चलते जा
So you see how Shakuni was always cheating and so many tricks and plans, and
भगवान की इच्छा से 5 पांडव के केवल
by the desire of Bhagavan, at least the 5 Pandavas were safe.
कथा जो है महाभारत युद्ध में तो सबको मरवा दिया भगवान ने। केवल 5 पांडव ही रह गए
Everyone died in the Mahabharata war. Only the 5 Pandavas were alive. They got out of it alive.
सकुनी जो चाल था सारे उनके वंश के ढंग से कर दिए
So this
समझ में आ रहा है
evil plans of Shakuni really destroyed all the dynasty.
पांडव उनके वंश के
Because actually Shakuni wanted to completely finish the whole dynasty of Kauravas and Pandavas both.
पांडव लोग भगवान के साथ
But because the Pandavas were surrendered to God, the 5 Pandavas, they remained alive. Sorry. So God protected them.
भी द्रौपदी के 5 पुत्र
Even the 5 sons of Draupadi also
कौन मार सकता है सत्यमा थोड़ी मार सकता है
were killed.
द्रौपदी के भाई धृष्टद्युम्न के भी
So Ashwatthama killed the 5 sons of Pandava, even of Draupadi, and also Drishtadumna, the brother of Draupadi, also was killed by Ashwatthama.
मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ सूत्रपात करते जा रहा हूँ ये भीष्म पितामह जो व्रत रखा
So actually the vow that Bhishma Pitamaha made,
महाभारत की
this was actually the real
लेकर के सारे
root of all the war of Mahabharata. Anyway, time is up.
फिर यहाँ से कथा जो है आगे की कथा वर्णन करते हैं फिर चित्रांगदा की भी मृत्यु हुई
So Chitrangada died.
अंबिका अंबालिका
So Ambika and Ambalika, they were not having any kids. So then the dynasty was stopped. How to continue the dynasty? So Satyavati remembered her son,
बेटा को स्मरण किया
Vyasadev.
बेटा के स्मरण किया तो उसमें व्यासदेव भी आए
Then Vyasadev appeared. He came.
व्यासदेव आकर के बोले ये दोनों दोनों के गर्भ संचार करो
So she said, please give babies
रेनो सुदत पुत्री
to them.
पंचो विवर्जित
In Kali Yuga this is prohibited. This is not in Kali Yuga.
कलियुग में 5 चीज
In Kali Yuga 5 things are prohibited. Like for example,
अश्वमेधम
Ashwamedha Jagyam,
फलपवित्रिकम सन्नासम देव
Karma Sannyas, and also make babies with the
सुतोत्पत्ति कलु पंच विवर्जित
brother-in-law.
में ये जो कथा जो हम लोग
So this story that we're hearing that Vyasadeva made babies in the
किंतु कलि
for like a sister-in-law, this is
वर्जित है क्या क्या
Dwapara Yuga, but in Kali Yuga this is prohibited.
अश्वमेध गो में
So Ashwamedha Gomedha Yagya, killing cows,
गोवध के लिए गाते हैं
is prohibited.
भाई तुम्हारे शास्त्र में तो लिखा गया गोमांस खाने के
The Muslims say, oh, in your Shastra is saying that we can eat cows, or
करते थे
they saying some sacrifice from the Vedas. But like the Muslims, they say this, but actually this was in another Yuga.
समझना चाहिए
We have to understand.
ये गोवध आदि अश्वमेध आदि ये जो कौन सा जो
Killing cows, etc. All these sacrifices, you have to know this was not this
मुसलमान लोग भी इधर
now.
आप पे कहेंगे भले गोमांस थे तुम्हारे तो लोग तो गोमांस खाते थे खाया कि नहीं खाया तो पता नहीं है
Because
बोले गोवध तो हुआ
he'll say,
करते हैं आप लोग क्यों
oh, why are you telling against us if your Shastra also mentions about killing cow?
बहुत हिंदू लोग भी
Many Hindus also, they eat
अभी अभी ईद गया ना
the
कितने गाय को मारा कितने पशु का
cow meat. So now there was something that happened, they killed so many cows.
में तो ऐसे ही लिखा है
And these people, they say, oh, in the Hindu Shastras also say that we can kill cow. But actually, this was from which time we could kill cows? In Dwapara Yuga.
में कह रहे हैं अश्वमेध होना माने अश्व के घोड़े के बाद होना नहीं अश्वमेध जगह होना नहीं चाहिए
In Kali Yuga, we should not do Ashwamedha Jagya. Sacrifice of horse, nor cow also.
परमपवित्र माने मांस आदि के द्वारा पितरों की शादी कपड़े श्राद्ध होना नहीं चाहिए
Also, we should never offer meat to the Pitri Shraddha, to the oblations to the forefathers.
पितरों की शादी के भूत प्रेत श्राद्ध आदि करते रहते हैं मेरे पिताजी मर गए क्या हो गया
Some people say, oh, my father has died. He became a ghost. And then they offer meat
इसके भूत के लिए क्या देना
to the ghosts. They say they want to offer meat to the ghosts of the forefathers.
मांस मछली सब देते किंतु शास्त्र में कहता है ये
But the Shastra says this is completely prohibited in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, this is prohibited.
अरे इतने दिन भजन सदन के भूत सब बन गया तू तो एक भूत है आज इसका खंडन किया सत्या साधिका
Não vai botar na geladeira? So we cannot make babies with the brother-in-law. This is prohibited in Kali Yuga. But in Mahabharata, this is not Kali Yuga. So Satyavati called Vyasadev.
तुम्हारे क्या लगते हैं ये सब विधवा है पुत्र संतान ये सब दापर युग के कलयुग में नहीं है
So this was not in Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. In Kali Yuga, it's prohibited. Because Vyasadev was like this brother-in-law of the wives of Chitrangad, right? So Vyasadeva, he said, okay, mother, I'll do whatever you want, because Satyavati had called him. So he just needed to look to these girls. So first Ambika was the first one. Vyasadeva sat. Ambika, she was like afraid when she saw Vyasadeva. Because his form was like frightening, you know. Only mine is this? What is happening?
और बैठे और फिर आँख खोला और देखते ही बात हिले लगे क्या हो गया अरे इसमें बेटा वैसे ने क्या मालूम इसमें बेटा बीमार
Anyway, so the three, so Ambika and Balika, they saw Vyasadeva, but one was afraid, another shut their eyes, and like they were afraid when they saw Vyasadeva, they became pale. So one shut their eyes, so the baby was Dhritarashtra, blind baby. Another, like Ambalika maybe I think, she was pale when she saw Vyasadeva because of his frightening form. So the baby was ill. I mean, really like weak and also pale, Pandu. Then also Dasi, a servant, saw Vyasadeva, but she really saw him without fear. So the baby was really good, was Vidur, very intelligent person. So Vyasadeva, he manifested many books. He divided the books, the Vedas, wrote the Vedanta. Only my Hindi is like this. So then there was the conversation of Vyasa Narad, and by the mercy of Narada, Vyasadeva, he manifested the Bhagavatam. Okay, now I'll come to the beginning. I think the first minutes from the other. This one. So we have celebrated with so much enthusiasm the disappearance of Sanatana Goswami, appearance of Vyasadeva as well. This is called Vyasa Puja Maha Mahotsav. Yesterday you heard the meaning of Vyasa Puja. Vyasa means to spread. To spread. Means spread is Katha of Bhagavan. He spread his Katha of Bhagavan. this Bhagavath Katha. Even though Shastra explains Katha of Bhagavan is eternal. In the same way, Vyasadev Katha is eternal. I mean, Vyasadeva is like Vyasadeva is eternal, but how did Vyasadeva appear in this world? All this is described in details in the scriptures. Actually, when we sit, we are sitting here in this asana, in this seat. This is called Vyasa. We are sitting in the Vyasa. This is not my asana. Actually, this asana, this seat belongs to Vyasadev. Those who sit on this platform of Vyasa, they are called Vyasa also. Those who spread Bhagavath Katha, they are called Vyasa. So the word comes, Katha Vyasa. That person who spreads the Katha, his name is Vyasa. I think maybe you've seen, maybe you heard that. Dá pro Kripa para mim, por favor. Daqui a 10 minutos eu acabo. Katha Vyasa. Bhagavatam Katha Vyasa. We have this expression, means that person who will speak the Bhagavatam. Chamado Bhagavad Katha. That person who spread Bhagavad Katha, he's also Vyasa. But if you analyze deeply, who really spreads this Katha? Shastra explains it, actually Swayam Bhagavan. Really Vyasa is directly Narayan. So in our Guru Parampara, which name comes first? Name of Krishna. In the Guru Parampara, first name is the name of Bhagavan. Krishna is the Guru of the whole universe. Again and again I pray to Krishna, who is the Guru of the whole universe. So Vyasa also, for example, if you have a central point and you draw a circle around it, all these lines that you'll draw, having the middle of the center point of the circle also passing through the center of the circle, this is also called Vyasa, like diameter. It's like diameter. So if you if you draw a circle with a compass, then all the lines that you, from one point to the other point of the circle, but passing through the middle, through the center point, this is called Vyasa.
जितने हम अब रेखा खींचेंगे वो समस्त रेखा बराबर होगा, समझते हैं? खुशी की तब उसके कहा जाता है वित्त कहा जाता है, व्यास कहा जाता है। फिर व्यास के बारे में आप जानते हैं,
So this is called Vyasa.
आप लोग भी जानते हैं। तो ये समस्त जो है जियोमेट्री में, ज्योमेट्री बोलते हैं, ज्योमेट्री में,
It's in the geometry, all this is there.
उसी प्रकार
So in the same way,
परमार्थिक राज्य में ये भगवान के केंद्रीभूत करके
If we're one pointed to Bhagavan,
समस्त जगह में हम जो विस्तार
and if we spread this Bhagavad Harikatha everywhere,
व्यास कहा
this is called Vyas.
भगवान की कथा छोड़ करके और जी कथा कुछ बोले
So if you speak some else katha, not the katha of Bhagavan, then this is not.
संसार की कथा तो लोग बोलते रहे
Like people speak katha, like material things.
संसार के लोग
Like for example,
गृह के भी केंद्रीभूत करते
people are one pointed to focus in their family member. They are centralized in their family
आने की कथा बोलते
and in their house, and they speak many things about this.
हैं इस संसार की कथा क्या है सब शुद्ध की कथा है सब जिसके पास बैठो सब अपने
So you can sit with any person in this world, they'll always tell their own stories. Like which kind of stories?
कथा तो सुनाएंगे
No one will tell you how they're happy or something like that. They'll tell so many unhappy things, like their sorrows.
बात ये सब
This is true or not?
के पास ही बैठ जाओ
If you sit around any person,
सब अपने
everyone will
दुख की कथा सुनो
tell their sorrows to you.
क्यों क्यों अपने दुख की कथा क्यों सुनाते क्यों है
Why?
नहीं इस जगत में ये जगत दुखी है सब
Everyone is unhappy in this world.
कौन सुखी है कोई सुखी नहीं है
Who is happy? No
सुखी
one is
कहाँ
happy.
सुनाएंगे, कथा सुनाएंगे
So how can anyone tell how they're happy if no one is happy?
आनंद है उस सुख और आनंद की तरफ हम नहीं जाते
So we're not going towards the happiness or unhappiness.
व्यक्त करते हैं बात ये सत्य है कि नहीं
This is true or not?
है? जहाँ पर सुख है आनंद है
So the place where the happiness is, if you go to the place where the happiness is, then you speak about happiness things.
आनंद कहाँ पर है
So where is the bliss? In God.
वो भगवान स्वयं आनंद स्वरूप
Bhagavan is the embodiment of bliss.
इसलिए वेदांत सूत्र
That's why Vedanta Sutra explains
आनंदमय अभ्यासात
Anandamaya abhyasat, Anandamaya abhyasat.
आनंद जो मैं जो भगवान है उसके बार बार क्या करो अभ्यास माने अनुशीलन करो
Abhyas means practice.
अभ्यास शब्द के अर्थ होता है अनुशीलन
Abhyas means you have to practice to attain that God who is the embodiment of bliss.
सदा सर्वदा कीर्तन करो स्मर्तवो सततो विष्णु विस्मर्तवो न जातु कहिचित
Always remember to Vishnu, never forget him. Actually, there's only one rule and only one prohibition. This sloka explains.
स्मर्तवो सतो विष्णु सदा सर्वदा
Always
विष्णु के क्या करो
remember Vishnu.
करो विस्मर्तवो उनके कभी भूलो मत
Never forget him.
भूल मत जाओ विस्मर्तवो न जातु कहिचित यही इसी की कहा जाता है विधि और निषेध
This is the only one prohibition. This is only the one rule.
तो हम जिस कथा को हम प्रसंग में आ रहे
So in this context, we are speaking.
संसार के लोग दुखी है इसलिए
People of this world, they are so unhappy. That's why they're telling their sorrows to you.
और संत महात्मा किसकी कथा सुनाते हैं
But the saints, they speak about God who is full of bliss.
जो आनंदमय भगवान की कथा श्रवण करने से सुनने से
If you hear about God who is the embodiment of bliss, then also all your sorrows will be dispelled.
भगवान की कथा हम श्रवण करते
But we don't want to hear about God who is the embodiment of bliss.
कथा सुनने
We want to speak about sorrows. We want to hear about sorrows. We want to hear about sufferings. I told, if you sit around any person in this world, always they will tell you about
कहानी कथा
their sorrows of their life,
और संत
their miseries. But if you sit near a saint,
कथा सुनाएंगे
he'll tell you about
आनंदमय भगवान की
God who is the embodiment of happiness and bliss.
अरे आनंदमय भगवान की कथा कैसे प्रकट हुई किसने प्रकट किया
So who, this person who is manifesting this kata of God, who is the embodiment of bliss in this world, how did he come to this world? How was his life? We have to know about this, like about Vyasadev, isn't it?
जिसने इस जगत में आनंदमय भगवान की कथा जगत में प्रकट कर
He manifested Anandamaya Bhagavan in this world. He's Vyasa. He manifested like God in this world, who is full of bliss. Anandamaya Bhagavan, God full of bliss. Who is him? Who is he? Krishna Dwayipayina Veda Vyasa.
सत्तावेश
He is a Shakti aveha avatar of Krishna.
है उस सत्तावेश अवतार में भी उनको क्या अवतार कहा जाता है
So he is called a
ज्ञानावेश
Jnana aveha avatar.
ज्ञान जिसमें अभिष्ट हुए
He is absorbed in knowledge. God
क्या किया
put in his heart all knowledges.
आवेश करा। जैसे नारद ऋषि के क्या कहा जाता है?
Like
आवेश अवतार कहा जाता है।
Narada Rishi, he is a Bhakti Abesh Avatar. Shastra explains.
अवतार आदि में भी बहुत है, इस समस्त वर्णन है। तो अभी कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेद व्यास की जीवन चरित्र कथा।
So, about the life history of Vyasadeva, his ideals, let's speak about that. So, in the Vishnu Purana and many Puranas,
उनकी भी ये समस्त कथा
we can find these kathas about him.
ये कैसे व्यासदेव के प्रकट हुए,
How Vyasadeva appeared,
कैसे उन्होंने इस संसार
how he
पुराणों की प्रकट
manifested the Puranas in this world,
वेद उपनिषद
the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas.
इस समस्त कैसे कैसे प्रकट किया है, इसके बारे में हम आलोचना करेंगे।
So, we'll discuss about this
धीरे धीरे आलोचना करेंगे।
slowly.
ये भारतवर्ष के नाम जो है, भारतवर्ष के नाम कैसे पड़ा? इसके पहले नाम था,
So, how did India have this name, Bharata Varsha? Before, the name of India was different. Was Ajnabha Varsha. Do you remember? Will you remember that?
और जो नाम हो,
Ajnabha Varsha was the name of India before.
और जो नाम शब्द के अज माने जिसके जन्म
Aja means someone who is unborn.
ना भी
Naba means navel.
पहले भारतवर्ष के क्या नाम था?
So, first of all, the name of India was Ajnabha Varsha.
फिर ऋषभदेव के पूरा पुत्र
Then, Bharata was the son of Vrishabdev, and because of him, India got the name India. Bharata Varsha, like Bharata Varsha is the name of India in India. So, some people think that
ये दुश्मन तो शकुंतला के पुत्र
the son of,
नाम होने से
some people think that Bharata Varsha is the Indian name because of Bharata, son of Shakuntala and Dusmanta. But no, this Bharat was son of Rishabdev.
भारतवर्ष भी कहते है कि नहीं? ये भरत महाराज की ये वंश में
So in the dynasty of Bharat Maharaj,
महान प्रतापी
a very great, powerful king appeared.
वह शांतनु महाराज
His name was Santanu Maharaj. What was his name? Santanu Maharaj.
बड़े पराक्रमी
He was really powerful.
पराक्रमी समझते हो, सभी दिशा को मानव को विजय प्राप्त कर लिया था।
He had conquered all the directions.
युद्ध विद्या आदि में बहुत
Expert in fighting.
उन्होंने एक दिन
One day,
मृगया करने के लिए, मृगया समझते कि नहीं, हिरण शिकार करने के
he
लिए
had gone to hunt
जंगल के ओर चलने लगे,
and he proceeded to the jungle
शिकार करने के लिए चलने,
to hunt.
क्योंकि प्राचीन काल में राजा लोग जो है
Before, the kings,
मृगया यानी पशु शिकार आदि करने के लिए जंगल की तरफ
they would go to the jungle to hunt animals. But actually, the real goal of these kings was not to hunt animals.
जाते थे
Actually, they used to go to hunt. Actually, to
शिकार करने के लिए, बा हिरण शिकार आदि करने
they were like next in the pretext with the pretext of hunting animals or does or deer. Actually, because there were so many dacoits and evil people, wicked, hiding in the jungles.
इसी प्रकार
So in this way, the kings,
पशु शिकार के बाद हिरण आदि शिकार के बहाना से
with this pretext of
जंगल में जाते थे।
this excuse of hunting animals, they used to go to the jungle to catch the dacoits.
गुंडे बदमाश को जो है पकड़ के
They would catch these thieves and dacoits.
काल के राजा लोग भी वेश बदल करके गांव-गांव में
The kings would also, they would like change their clothes and being these guys amongst the people, the subjects, asking them what was their problems, what was going on with the people. In this way, they used to run the kingdom like this. Okay, here was already translating. I'll just stop here. Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai.